Good evening students, welcome back to the class. In last class you have studied about Ikta system and social reforms. So today we are going to study about Mughal administration. Okay students, let's study about Mughal administration. Akbarnama is one of the important source of information on the administrative system of Mughal period. It was written by Abul Fazl. Abul Fazl was a high official of the Mughal Empire during Akbar's reign. Okay students, let's study about the features of the Mughal administration. First one, divine right of kingship. Second, the influence of Turkish and Mongol traditions. Third one, powers centralized in the king. Fourth, based on the military power. Fifth, assistance of ministers and official in the administration. And last, existence of local administration. Okay students, let's see the important officers and their responsibility in the central administration during the Mughal period. First one, Wakil. He was the Prime Minister. Second, Wazir. He was the head of the revenue. Third one, Sadar. He was the head of the judiciary. And last, Mir Bakshi. He was the head of military. Okay students, let's study about the local administration of Mughal. The country was divided into Subhas, Sarkars, Parganas and villages. There was a chain of officials for the administration of each division like collection of revenue, judicial administration and supervision of the army. Okay students, next let's study about the policies adopted by Akbar. Mughal administration attained strength during the time of Akbar. Akbar's aim was to win the support of all the sections of the people. Therefore, he adopted some policies. They are given below. First one, adopted the title of Badshah-i-Hind. It means the Emperor of India. Second one, to maintain religious harmony, he formulated a new faith named Din-Ilahi by teaching the ideas of all religions. Third one, the Rajputs were appointed as high officials. Fourth one, Akbar and his relatives married Rajputs ladies. And last, the army was strengthened by including different sections. Okay students, let's study about Din-Ilahi. Akbar wanted to maintain peace, friendship and unity in his country. Akbar constructed the Ibadat Khana at his capital Fatehpur Sikri. Ibadat Khana is a meeting house where spiritual leaders gather and conduct discussion about the teaching of respective religion. Akbar formulated the ideology of Din-Ilahi. It was a combination of ideas and principles of different religions. He never compelled anyone to accept it. It did not have any rites or rituals, religious texts, place of worship or priests. Sulkul or peace to all was the basic principle. Okay students, let's study about the Mansandari system. The base of Mughal administration was a strong military system. Emperor needed the support of nobles and officials to maintain and expand the empire. For this, Akbar adopted the Mansandari system. The term Mansab means the rank of a Mughal military officer. Those who held this position were called Mansamdars. The position of these officers and their salaries and military responsibilities were determined by Mansamdari system. The rank of a Mansamdar was determined by the number of horses and cavalry men he maintained. There were more than 30 ranks in the army of Akbar. Ranks of army was ranging from Mansamdars of 10 horses to 10,000 horses. Each Mansab had two subdivisions, Sat and Sawar. Sat means individual. It fixes the rank and salary of a person in the army. And the Sawar means the number of horses a Mansamdar had to maintain. Okay students, let's study about Jagirdari system. Jagirdari system was introduced to make the administration more effective. The Jagirdari system was a higher form of the Ikta system. The system which granted the land instead of salary to the Mansamdars. The land granted was known as Jagir. The officers were provided possession right of the Jagir land only. Such officers were known as Jagirdars. As in the Ikta system, the Jagirdars never lived in or ruled over the land they received. The position of Jagirdar was not hereditary. They were transferred by the king. Their only authority over the claimed land was the utilization of the revenue collection of this area. Okay students, hope that you have understood all about the Mughal administration. Read your textbook thoroughly. If you have any doubt, you can ask. So be happy and safe at your home. See you in the next class. Thank you.